don't get a union at all, and you just take the whole company away from the bosses, and that's called a co-op.
For the almighty dollar, everyone's a slave. Cause what's the point of doing shit if you ain't getting paid?
Can you imagine being that sensitive? Like you,
Well, that's
like
what
that
they're
is the
PC as hell.
ultimate.
Hey, you know what? This is the freest goddamn country, and it's so free that if you don't stand up, you aren't a free person. And goddamn it, boy, if you don't stand up right now, you ain't free. Because you have the freedom to do whatever you want. But I'm telling you, I have the freedom to make you feel bad for doing the freedom. Just get up and say you love it. Just get up right now, Copernic. God damn it. It's so free that you can't do it. You have to. It's free because there's only one way to be. That's why it's free. So be that. Damn you. They don't have anything to live. I mean, their kids hate them. They don't have, all their money got stolen by banksters and shit. Healthcare's running through the fucking roof. Oh my God, have you heard the news? Kids are dying of kratom.
That's not true.
They're injecting it into their veins.
I don't think that's happening.
An ABC Action News exclusive. A mom says a popular herb killed her son.
The most recent death happened in early June. Kratom, also known as metrogenine, was one of 4 drugs blamed for his death.
This was like the devil's drug.
It really is just a green powder that makes people feel better.
Yeah, it's a leaf. It grows from the ground, you smash it up, you make a tea out of it, you throw it down the back of your throat, you eat some capsules, and you feel better, your mind's clear. And most people that use kratom don't have access to healthcare or prescriptions or any of that regular medicine stuff. They get it from local stores or online.
Let's do an example here. You're a young person, you don't understand how all this works, so let me explain this to you. When you get hurt in your older age, let's say you're 34, you work on a roof, you fall off, and you crush your fucking heel, right? It's all shattered. The doctor 10, 15 years ago was like, that's fucked up, that really hurts. You're gonna need some opioids to kill that pain. And then the DEA says, no, you can't have those anymore. These doctors have to tighten up their prescriptions. And now you don't have any. You can't afford them. What do? You can take kratom. It has the same effects, it's less addictive, and it's more gross. So that even brings down the use. You're not gonna use it as much. Kratom kills the pain in your body. It also cures social anxiety.
The government's solution to stuff like this is always prohibition, which means putting more people in jail.
How big is your appetite for the war on drugs? I'm sure it's small. It's shrinking every single day. Don't let them continue it. Don't let them outlaw more stuff.
Good point.
Thank you. You know, you probably hear people constantly talking about this horrible thing called capitalism.
I have.
Yeah, you've heard that?
Yes.
You're like, what? How does capitalism affect me? I will tell you, it runs your entire fucking life. You've probably heard of socialism or communism. Communism. And they try to control your entire life. Your whole day is taken away from you. What control do you have over your day now?
Most people have to be chained to a desk for 40 hours a week, and they're not allowed to leave.
When you wake up in the morning and you feel like shit and you have to wipe the sleep from your eyes and look around and be like, why does this have to happen this early in the morning? That's a capitalism.
And it controls everything, like your healthcare, your education. It all comes down to making money, but some things just don't make money. Honestly, ask yourself, how afraid are you of getting an injury and how that could possibly fuck up your life?
Yeah. You're being stopped from skateboarding, breakdancing, doing anything fun, because if you get injured, you're fucked forever. You can't go to work.
And so then you have all these people that say, well, we can make a kinder capitalism, a more conscious capitalism. It isn't gonna fucking happen. We need anarchy, we need socialism, we need communism, we need anything but more capitalism.
But wait, Brett. When you go to the grocery store, you have almost unlimited choice. You can buy 100 different types of cereals.
all made from the same stuff with different graphics on the outside.
All corn. It's basically just a bunch of boxes of corn.
That's capitalism.
It actually treats about 1% of the population like humans, and the rest of us like tools for those superhumans. You don't have any money, your bank account's low? I know where the money is. Jeff Bezos has it, the Waltons have it.
And they took it from us, right?
They took it from us.
We're just getting our money back.
Yeah, your work made that money. You deserve that money. That's your money. The 1% has never decided to do the right thing. That's why we have to take power and just spread it out among the 100% of people that exist.
Before we commence expelling this ghost from this location, before we save Jake from the lock, I will light the ceremonial herb that will give us the sight, that will give us the power we need to set Jake free. My foot is not working out here. Let's see if you can get a ghost. Go ahead and try. See.
I summon the ghost into ghostly ghostness. Come the fuck out if you're a real ghost. Now. Demand it. This is how we fucking hunt ghosts. And as we've pointed out, and as we've said, there are no ghosts.
So this is where the ghost lives, from what we know. And he's not home. Let me see, let me try this. Jake, you may overtake my body. I accept you into my heart and soul.
Street Fighters, how's it going? Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, I hope you're having a great day. I hope things are going your way. And we're glad that you're here. We're live streaming on Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube right now. You can watch us Wednesday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or on Sunday nights, 9 p.m. to midnight. We take calls. Both of those are on the live stream if you want to jump in the chat and talk to the other cool people that hang out. Sup, I'm So Base God, Chels B, Psychic Gasoline, M Cereal, 10,000 Sandwiches. Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out and adding to the show. We are working tirelessly on getting this TV show done. All the scripts written and finalized and ready to shoot. I hope to have that information coming soon, but we're getting way closer than we've ever been to having a scripted TV show together. So that will be fun, and we'll make sure that y'all can see that too when it comes on Means TV. If you want to support what we do, that can happen at patreon.com/streetfightradio, where you can sign up for a monthly donation to throw a couple bucks our way. And for $5 a month, you'll be rewarded with our bonus audio feed, our bonus video. We just watched the episode of Ink Masters, and tomorrow night we're recording How to Win Friends and Influence People, the next episode of Get Motivated with Myra Gonzalez. So get ready for that. It's coming on Friday. And let's see. I wanted to give a shout out to also Shakey's Collectibles. They sent us VHS tapes, the ones that Brian opened last week. So if you're on eBay, add Shakey's Collectibles, SHAKEYS, to your favorite sellers. They have a lot of weird VHS tapes. They got a lot of interesting things in there. So check out Shakey's Collectibles.
Shakies, thank you for the videotapes. I think we might be able to get these things ripped, actually. Maybe. Right?
Yeah, Jake says he can do it.
Yeah, so maybe we'll get some bonus content out of these videotapes, which will be fun.
Yes, I want to see cash flow on VHS. Also, I'm into the performance review tape, too. That seems like it'll be a good time.
Yeah, for sure. I'm up for watching any kind of VHS. You know,
right.
Well, not Speed or something like that. I don't like some movie I've seen 1,000 times.
I'd watch Speed.
You'd watch Speed?
Yeah. Real quick, new review that came in. This one comes from Crossword Goon on Apple. They said, we're legends, 5 stars, fun times with the boys. Thank you, Crossword Goon, for rating us on iTunes. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Rate and review 5 stars. And then you can say, something about my car. Or something in the comments or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to say about me, go ahead. Unless it's mean, then just keep that to yourself. You don't have to review it if you don't like it. That's
sure.
how I feel.
Yeah, we don't need to know if it's a 1-star thing. Just unsubscribe.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Yeah. Just unsubscribe quietly. Don't be one of those people who goes on Twitter and says they're unfollowing you. Unfollowing. It's like, okay. I mean, how can I keep you as a customer, I guess, is the question I'm supposed to ask here. So, yeah, man. I've run into an issue, Brett. An issue.
Okay.
That has popped up since the weather's been getting warmer. Knife Guy Brian might be coming to an end for the season. It might be a seasonal thing.
Really?
Well, as you know, I brought this up last year. I wear Lululemon shorts. They're very comfortable. They're the perfect length. And I walk all day. So you got to have something.
Right.
You know?
You need performance.
And you can say, Brian, don't buy Lululemon shorts, buy a different brand. But the point stands, even if I bought a different brand that wasn't Lululemon, I would still be buying the same basic shorts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can't carry a knife in Lululemon shorts.
No, really?
I think that would look goofy. That
would be, but that would also catch people off guard.
A little bit, yeah, but I feel like it would also be pulling down on the pocket. It would look it would make the pants look a little less powerful, which they're not powerful pants. That's not what I'm going for in the summertime when I'm wearing my Lululemon pants.
Yeah, I think more people are going to test you when you're wearing those, though.
Yeah, maybe. It's just I don't know what. I could wear jean shorts, but I think, that part of the year it really is nice to wear those super light, thin shorts. You know, like I am still in cargo pants times right now. I'm still wearing my cargo pants, and they are just ripping my thighs up. You know, the whole thing is like it hurts down there because there's so much rubbing space. You know, so I'm like excited to get into my summer configuration, but I just don't think I can carry a knife. It just, you know,
Jushin Thunder Thiger in the chat says, "What about wearing cargo shorts over the Lululemon pants? Like those will be like the base layer, and then it'll just look like you're normal guy walking around in cargo shorts."
But you're looking, when you're wearing these Lululemon shorts, you're looking for a certain thing, a certain lightness when it's 90 degrees out. It's these like really light, they're baggy shorts, and they're just the thinnest of the thin. That's why a knife can't be carried. But cargo shorts, you know, last year I almost bought some cargo shorts. But you people on Twitter, the same way you chase me away from Bitcoin, you chase me away from cargo shorts. You know? I can't wear them.
Too many jokes. Too many jokes.
Too many jokes. You know? It's the same thing. Bitcoin, I could be a fucking cajillionaire right now. I even, when it came out, was like, oh, you know, what's this Bitcoin all about? You know what I mean? Like, just with a magnifying glass. And then didn't buy any because everybody was like, Bitcoin, what a nerd thing to get. And it's like, oh, yeah, I don't want to be a nerd. Now I'm poor. I'm no Beeple.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so now what about that underwear that you have sex with all day? Did you get that yet?
I did. You don't want to hear what I think about these underwear. My wife is here because it's our anniversary, and if I said what they make me feel like, let me just say, this is the last time I'm bringing up the underwear. I don't want to say this. I want to be perfectly clear. Jump ahead 1 minute so you don't have to hear this. I'm fine with that. The hole is big.
Oh, no. Okay.
It's like a big hole.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel like my penis is very small.
Makes you feel inadequate? I knew that it was going to be.
It's not fair, man. I thought I was doing the right thing.
If I was running that Separatech company, I would send out a tiny one first so that guys had to complain. And you'd have a customer for life.
Yeah.
Like they need to do some sort of vanity sizing on that. Like they need to have 4XLs and stuff.
I think they think nobody would ever be honest. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like where it would be like, oh yeah, I got to get the large hog one. Nobody's going to be like, I need to buy the small hog ones.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's all. That's my feeling about the whole. I know this has been a saga everybody has been following. But they're not bad underwear. It's just, now I feel bad about myself.
But bouncing around in a hole is better than, I guess, wearing like a condom all day. Like a polyester condom.
That actually sounds nice.
Okay. You just need a sheath.
Yeah. I just stick a fleshlight on there and walk around all day.
No. Can't do that.
I know. They don't make them thin enough yet. Put those finger cuffs on there and just, you know, that'd be nice. Mm-hmm. Nice little thing.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So the knife.
You don't recommend the underwear. You think just regular underwear maybe works?
Let me tell you. If you have a huge hog, get the underwear. I think you'll love them. You know?
Okay.
I really do. I just have a human-sized hog. You know? I'm not going to say inches or anything like that.
We don't care. Yeah.
Heat O'Brien does not like the underwear. It makes me feel like I can never go to Hedonism 2 now.
Oh,
I can't.
No.
I'm not going to go there.
Oh, no. They crushed your dreams.
They crushed everything in me. I put them on, and I was just like, okay, well. And here's another thing about them. They're like molded in a way where like when you go to put them on, they have like this space for just something you've never seen in your life. Like a fucking canned food amount of space. You know what I mean? They just kind of go out. The whole area where the stuff is, they kind of go out in this huge bulge. And it's like, fuck, dude, I would have to put a roll of toilet paper in there to fill that space. And when I'm putting my powder in there and I look down, I'm like, yeah, I mean, these aren't working for me. These aren't flattering at all. You know, you want flattering clothes. You know, you want something that makes you look good. You want something that makes you feel confident in your skin, in your body. And that's what I go for. That's why I wear like a lot of black. That's why I wear big pants, long shorts. I often don't go to short sleeves until it's way too hot. You know, I usually wear, you know, the t-shirt under the t-shirt because I don't want people to see like the under part of my arms. I always make sure my gut, you will never see my stomach coming out of my shirt. You will never see that because I have the length of my shirts has to come down to at least 3/4 of my zipper.
Okay.
On my pants.
Okay.
Like I that is like a length that I go for because then if I lift my arms, you just see nothing.
Right.
It's just shirt. You know, when I buy shirts so that when I lift my arms, my stomach doesn't come out of my shirt. That is like my main requirement, you know? And I don't want people looking at my legs because they're pathetic, you know? Like, you want to talk about some legs that are just, it's like duck legs. I have like duck legs where they're like really thin, really, really, really thin and sinewy.
Okay.
And kind of muscular, you know?
Like a
but
duck.
not muscular.
Like a duck.
They're just so thin, you know? It's like if you got a chicken bone with like my legs on it, you would be like, that's not enough chicken. I'm going to need 2-3 more pieces of chicken there. Because of the walking.
Yeah.
The walking has them like really tight. They look like when you see when we were in Florida, we saw a lot of these guys. These guys that just look like their skin is tight, like just as tight as could ever be. And not in
About
like a
quarter
young
off of
way.
it.
Yeah, not in like a young way. Not like I am not like I'm a 23-year-old dude, you know, my skin's super tight, I'm feeling great. But in Florida, you see people that like their skin just looks like they have clothespins on the back of their body, pulling it all back tight, and it's like
impressive.
Leathery, and it's
goals.
Like I don't want to look like a Florida guy, you know, not Florida man. I'm saying I don't want to have that. Like all the guys I roofed with had that too, where their skin just looks like leather and tight, and like that's what my legs look like.
Okay.
Not leather, because they never, you know. But the only thing I'm really proud of right now is my feet. You know? My feet are my only pride on my body. They're just so soft and nice, and people look at them and they're like, God, those are some good feet. Because they never see them.
Yeah.
You know?
They're kept in like a humidor.
They are. They're kept in a very tight humidor.
So do you think that maybe Separate should have like a measurement system? Like you try to put your balls in like a teacup and then like a cereal bowl, and then you get to pick the size that it fills up?
Somebody actually mentioned that online. It's like, are they like measuring girth and stuff on, you know, your junk? Like, do you get to pick the size of the hole, you know?
Yeah,
but it's a wildly unrealistic hole. You know what I mean?
They should have said Big Johnson's underwear. They should have just named it Big Johnson's underwear to just say what they were doing there, because it made it seem like they were looking out for everybody, and they're not. They're just looking for people that have really annoying dicks.
That don't even like exist. I'm telling you, dude. I've seen a lot of pornographic
Tuna
materials. I've never seen anybody this size. It's like a hole a bird could climb in. You know what I mean? Like when you build a birdhouse and you put a little hole on the birdhouse so the bird can get in, like a big one. You know?
Yeah, not the best one. Birds can fit in some pretty small places.
Well, not in my well, they can fit my underwear now too. So I could put 3 birds in there. You know? Just not good. Not a good. I'm already back on the market for some kind of compression underwear that makes me feel like a man.
Okay. Well, hopefully somebody your phone is listening to you right now, and they've identified all of those insecurities, and they'll advertise the perfect underwear for you.
I mean, they were $24 for 3 pairs. So I kind of should have known a little bit. You only get, and listeners, you're going to think this is crazy, and I don't spend this money either, but what I'm beginning to believe is that if you want good underwear, you have to spend like $35 for 1 pair. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't.
I think that's really what it is, though. Like, I've been looking and looking and looking, and, you know, I'm cheap. I want a deal. And I'm looking and looking and looking, and it just looks like if you want to get the good stuff, it's you buy them one pair, you buy them a la carte, like at the fancy restaurants, you know? 1 pair, $68 is what I'm seeing. So
yeah, I don't know. I don't have much problem with underwear. It's pretty standard shape that they throw at us. Ballparks and things like that. That's the innovations, but regular boxer briefs, I don't know.
I got a lot of problems. I'm just a problematic guy.
Sorry.
Huge problems, you know? I got my vaccine appointment.
Oh, good news.
I'm getting seened on Monday.
You're getting seened?
Yeah, that's what I'm calling it now. Vaccine.
Yeah, I get it.
Not like SCENE.
Yeah, I get it.
Like CINE. Well, I'm trying to say it in a way that sounds like CINED. Seened. I'm getting seened, you know? Hoping for as I've coined the term, honking on JoJo. I'm hoping to get that Johnson & Johnson, you know? Afraid of needles. Was just telling my daughter yesterday. I was like, I'm very excited to get the vaccine, but kind of thought they would have invented one that you could huff through your nose. They do it for the flu shot. They do have one where you breathe in and you get it in there and it's in your body. My doctor
just
gave
like
that
do it
to
off
me.
like the corner of a credit card or something?
No, it's like a specially made thing that you just kind of, it's like a single shot, like a single shot nasal spray thing. They just shoot it up there and you got the flu shot. And I was kind of hoping that the vaccine, they would get that. Because, like, something that I've wanted in my life was, like, do you remember, and you might not remember this at all, Elizabeth Holmes? The woman... No. The entrepreneur that ended up going to jail.
Blood Lady.
Yeah, because she invented this fucking thing that would have been the best thing in the history of the world. And it wasn't real. And that like really made me mad because that was kind of one of those things where it's like, well, I mean, I have a fucking ton of ideas and nobody incentivizes me.
Right.
I mean, like you could say anything. I want an invisible car. Hey, you know, I've been thinking we'll invent a invisible car.
Right.
You know?
Lead the charge, get the people going.
Yeah. Car that runs on water. I was thinking we'd invent that. And then the oil company comes and shoots me. They did that to a guy in Ohio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's old school conspiracy.
You might not know that if you listen. If you've never heard that, but there's a guy in Ohio who invented a car that runs on water, wound up dead. You know, I don't know, some kind of Michael Clayton sort of incident or something like that. I don't know how he got killed, but yeah, man. So when I heard about her thing,
what's her thing?
Okay, so it's a machine where you would take, I believe, and might be wrong, a small prick
like
on
the
your
kind
hand.
in the Separtech underwear.
No. That was bad. That was wrong of you. A small prick on your finger, and it would be 1 drop of blood could read everything.
Oh, okay.
This 1 drop of blood would say if you have cancer, if you have the chance to get cancer, if you have
cancer,
like, Alzheimer's, anything, blood sugar pressure, all that stuff. Like it was 1 drop, and she was just like selling it. Like they could make this thing. And I remember watching the documentary about her, which is great, by the way. It's such a good documentary. It's like, you know, my favorite shows are about grifts and scams anyway. So like it was such a good scam she had going. But like I was so mad at the end when I was like, you know what? I don't think they're ever going to be able to invent that.
Now you have something to feel bad about.
Yeah.
Like, they got you revved up thinking that you were just going to be able to get all of your health answers in one pinprick.
One small drop of blood. You know, that would have been great. They feed it into a machine at a Walgreens. Because that's the other thing about that documentary is like she sold that technology to Walgreens and shit. And they were like, we'll put it in every store and we'll give you a fuck ton of money for it. That's why she got busted. Because she was like making the machines, like she had them like make the machines, but it would just be like a hollow machine. Like it wasn't a machine that could do anything because the
prototype.
Yeah, the doctors were saying like it's impossible. Like all these doctors were like, this is just impossible. But I was kind of hoping when they did the COVID vaccine, they would come at it in the same way Elizabeth Holmes came at her fake invention. Where it would be like, I can go get it, I huff it through my nose, I maybe even put it in a paper bag and huff it through your mouth,
Yeah.
Like a whip it vaccine. I would do that, But no, I gotta go get a shot. I'm hoping it's the Johnson & Johnson shot so that I only gotta do it once. But now everybody's saying, everybody meaning one person that I talked to somewhere.
Okay.
I think it's even Katie who said it, is that if you get the Moderna or the Pfizer, they might make you go and get the Johnson & Johnson one later as just a booster. Yeah. It's like, fuck, dude, how many shots are you going to make me get? And I know I'm getting old, so I'm going to have to get a lot more shots in my life. I'm going to go get it, though. I'm excited about it. I'm really happy about it. I found a place that I think anybody can get in at, anybody in the state here can.
Anybody that can get there.
And anybody that knows me, because I know another guy who told me about it. And it was very nice of him to hook me up there because it really worked out. It was funny. I'm just going to say this, because I'm not saying where it's at or even what city it's in or where it's at, anything. When I called, I was like, yeah, I'd like to set up a vaccine appointment. And they were like, do you have any underlying conditions? And I said, no. And they were like, do you have any underlying conditions? And I said, I'm going to be eligible Friday. And they were like, oh, okay, well then that's fine. So I think it was cool because they were coaching me to get the vaccine. They were just like, fuck.
It's like the weed doctor.
Yeah, just like the weed doctor. Hey, are you having trouble sleeping? Do you think weed would help that? Just say it, blink twice if you think weed would help, So I'm getting a vaccine. I'm very happy. Hopefully get my daughter the vaccine at the end of the month when they're eligible, and then all three of us. My pod is vaxxed.
Yeah.
And
it's time to go to Miami. Where are you going?
Welcome to Miami.
You gonna
probably
go do a rave?
I'm going to Asheville in June.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do anything though because I have friends with kids. You know what I mean? Like, I come here every week. I don't want to give Charlotte COVID. I think you can still pass it to people.
We should still have a good time. We could just do something else.
What do you mean?
You could quarantine or something.
Yeah, I could quarantine. That's true. Yeah, it's just everybody with kids. It's just kind of like... But, I might go to a restaurant or something, maybe. I don't know. I think I'm going to wait until, mid-April to go out to eat. Just to give, as many people as possible a chance to get the vaccine before I go out,
Yeah. What are you going to get?
What am I going to get?
To eat. What do you want to eat?
Oof, I don't fucking know, man. It feels like an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment of riches in a way when it feels like that stuff's going to open up to you and you're going to be able to do it. Where you start thinking oh my God, think of all the places I could eat. And then you're also some of my favorites are closed now. A lot of stuff is closed. So I don't really know where we would go eat. But there's a few places that opened up during the pandemic and right before it. Rue is a place in town that does Indian food, upscale Indian food in town. And I was kind of I would like to try that because my wife is really into Indian food too. And I thought that would be a good place to go eat. That's a place I'd like to try. And I can't think of any more. Ampersand, which is because it's just The thing about it to me that's going to make me excited is not having to eat food that's been getting wet in a box.
Oh,
all
yeah.
night. It just is going to come out on a plate.
Oh, piping hot plate of food.
Yeah.
You don't have to throw anything away.
Yeah, yeah.
And also just getting appetizers and then just waiting for getting full on appetizers and then just waiting for the meal.
And get miserable because you're like, I just spent money on this food, but I ate like 2 loaves of bread.
Yep.
Don't give me bread at a restaurant, by the way. Never. That's the worst thing you can possibly do. I used to go to the Spaghetti Warehouse as a kid, and they had these loaves of sourdough bread, and they would unlimited sourdough bread. It was just they'd keep bringing out another loaf, and by the time my food got there, I'd already eaten 2-3 loaves of bread.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I don't know if I can do pasta now. Like, this is so much.
Yeah, from now on, I think I'm going to be bad and get the tiramisu. Anytime there's tiramisu on the menu, I'm just going to get it. That's for the rest of my life, just because I know it can be taken away. From now on, if I see a dessert, I'm getting it.
It is a really weird time because there is like, it's been a very long time and there is like a lot of optimism now. We're not out of the woods yet, but it does feel like there are reasons to feel optimistic.
I saw a fucking concert in Alabama in September that Thursday is playing at that blew my fucking mind. I wanted to go there so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, who knows what's going to be going on in September, October, November. I think September and October are going to be lit, I think. I think they're going to be lit months.
Yes.
So there's that.
Mark your calendars.
Before we get to my stuff for the day, which we've just been doing the whole time, actually. You said you had a Uline story?
I did. We should do this while the COVID stuff is still fresh.
COVID.
You came down with COVID?
Hey, you get COVID?
No, I smoked too many cigarettes. I can't get COVID. So it says the workers at firm owned by top Trump donors exposed to higher COVID rates.
Oh, Uline has higher rates than like even Tesla?
They didn't compare it with Tesla.
I would love to see that because Tesla's got some of the highest in the country.
Employees at a private Wisconsin company owned by 2 top Republican donors have faced significantly higher rates of COVID-19 infection.
COVID.
Dick and Liz Uline, the billionaire founders of Uline Packaging, an office supply company who were once dubbed the most powerful conservatives you have never heard of, have been critics of Wisconsin's stay-at-home orders, and some employees fear use their considerable political clout to try to challenge safety rules in the state. Internal document by the Guardian shows 14% of Uline's corporate workforce tested positive since last April, compared with 8% of the population in Kenosha.
Fuck.
So close to double.
They're like Dave Ramsey in it, right? Are they doing everything Dave Ramsey style?
Yeah.
It's Christmas party.
One complaint filed to Federal Worker Safety Regulations, OSHA, received on July 2020, described workplace hazards including social distancing guidance not being enforced, lax mask wearing inside the office, symptomatic employees being allowed to continue to work without face coverings, and employees being forced to return to work in close contact with others even when they could feasibly work from home.
Can I bring this up as like kind of a bummer about this is that like Dick and Liz Uline are directly responsible for these people getting COVID. They're directly responsible for this. They are not doing remote work. They're not following the rules. They're not following any of the rules. They probably don't believe it's like a really real thing. And I read a story today about a woman from San Francisco. Now, this woman sounds awful. I'm going to tell you right now, she sounds like the worst person in the world. But she got into an Uber and she started trying to take this guy's mask off and she was coughing all over him.
What?
On purpose. And they're trying to get her 20 years.
Whoa.
In prison. And like, it's something where I was like, I read that and I was like, you know what? Fuck her. You know what I mean? Because we're all imperfect. And sometimes we see something that pisses us off and we don't have the right reaction the first time. But listening to you read that brought that story back into my mind immediately where it's like, Dick and Liz Uline are essentially coughing in the faces of their employees too.
Yeah.
Like, they should be held responsible. I mean, I'm not saying that a workplace can prevent every single person from not getting COVID, but I do think that if your workplace has a higher than average amount of COVID, then you should be in trouble for that. Like, that should be something that gets you in trouble.
Yeah, what it even says here, the official stuff from our HR says to distance, but most people don't really distance. Liz has meetings without masks, says one employee that talked to The Guardian. This one also here, in one case, the complaint also pointed to the company's hosting of a lunch and learn meeting with the former Wisconsin governor, Scott Walker.
Ugh.
A photograph of the meeting showed unmasked employees sitting closely together listening to Walker, a Republican, also standing without a mask.
Ugh. Scott Walker's a piece of shit too. What a piece of garbage. Piece of garbage. Yeah, I mean, these Republicans are openly flaunting a lot of it. By the way, this woman, I don't think she was a Republican in San Francisco.
Really?
I think she was just like a mean person.
Yeah.
You know? That didn't know that the driver was filming in the car. You know?
So that's why, yeah, exactly. Why they wouldn't do it if they knew they were being filmed.
Yeah. They just got into this guy. So I think though there is that Republican type, the your in-laws or not your specific in-laws, but like there are people who like love to show up without a mask on.
Oh yeah.
Nothing makes them happier than to be by you without a mask on. And what fucking pisses me off about it is it's like, well, if I'm wearing a mask, you know, and you show up without a mask on and you feel like victorious because you did that, I mean, that just basically makes you an asshole. Like,
sure.
It makes
we've said that for a year now.
Yeah. So,
this is what an employee said. I honestly feel like Liz and Dick are so powerful that they can do whatever they want. I feel the government is even able to protect the people here.
They absolutely can do whatever.
Yeah, they do. That's exactly what is happening, is they're able to get away with it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, fucking Uline, man.
Yeah, they lobbied against the stay-at-home rules, called it overhyped. 500,000 people are dead, but that's overhyped to them. Yeah, that's pretty much what to expect. They also point out that they require women to... I didn't know this.
Wear skirts.
Women have to wear skirts and pantyhose from November to April, but also are required to button their jacket when they walk around the office.
Yeah, I've heard about the archaic sort of the separate women's dress code, which I find to be like, I can, but I can't believe they get away with it, you know?
Yeah, it's very much a big part of work culture. And they can do what they want, and if people don't like it, they just fire them.
Yeah. So,
that's the Lou lines. Thank you, RSOMC, for sending that in.
Let's get into this, what we promised on Sunday. We promised a little bit of something for people. I mentioned that Jim Brewer of How High? No, not How High. Half Baked. Have Half Baked and really bad stand-up specials. Never liked his stand-up. But I did like the GOAT. And I did back in the day, and maybe I have to revisit Half Baked. I did think he was the funniest character in Half Baked.
Really?
I did. As a youngster, though. Not now. I haven't gone back and watched it. But I remember thinking he was the funniest character in Half Baked. So, Jim Brewer, I brought this up on Sunday, he's the Joker. He is twisted.
He's the Joker now.
I mean, he's a mess, Brett. He is, of the people, this is great. Actually, let me just play this. Let's start out with this. Go ahead.
Is this serious, the show that are you about to play what I'm looking at?
Yeah.
With the guy from fucking Real World?
Yeah, Theo Vaughn. Yeah, this is Jim Brewer on Theo Vaughn. This is the first clip I wanted to play. I think this is an interesting one.
Wait, what was Theo? He was on Road Rules. Theo was on Road Rules, not Real World.
Yeah, he's got a huge podcast now. I
No,
mean,
he tours too. I saw pictures of people I used to hang out with like selfies with him.
Theo Vaughn.
Yes, he was a big deal for us.
I'm gonna get obsessed with this podcast because I just see who he has. They had Jordan Peterson on this week.
He's doing things.
Tim Dillon, David Spade, Riff Raff was on there. Okay,
that's the same VH1 era.
Here we go, Brett.
So,
that's
but
a
then I
lot.
just played. What's the place? It's in Red Bank.
I played there.
Vogel?
The outdoor place? Was it indoor?
It was indoor.
Yeah, the Red Bank. It's like a theater.
It's called the Vogel. There is the Count Basie.
Just two comedians just chopping it up about comedy.
Trying to
Count Basie. That's what I
two
played.
guys
But
that
they
have
can't
played
do-
hundreds of different clubs and just trying to remember what the weird name of it was.
Count
Was that the
Basie.
fist or was that the crowbar? I think that was the crowbar.
So now they have the Vogel, which was only it was a beautiful
Imagine
theater
you're
within the Count
talking about
Basie.
how much
Nice.
theaters you like.
And
here
so,
we go.
but
He's
it
gonna
was,
get to it.
it's like 200 people,
Still
and they
awesome for
have
now.
to wear masks.
No.
The first show I did where they have to wear a mask, it was awkward.
Was it?
Yeah, it was weird. You could tell they were annoyed.
And they can't even. And what if they want to do? I guess they got no snacks, huh? No snacks.
They
Yeah. Damn, man. I was thinking about like, I'd be so excited to see my favorite comedian, but it's like, oh, I can't snack though.
What if they got snacks? Do they have snacks?
had snacks.
I would say laughing is something that you can do behind a mask.
I think so too. This doesn't bother me at all. The idea, like,
Hitting a dab and then putting a mask on, that's tough. Now that's tough to do.
if I'm doing live shows indoors, I think I would like you to wear a mask.
The
You know
sound
what I
is,
mean?
yeah, I guess you want to see the teeth. No, I like the sound. I think it needs to be loud. I don't care about the. I gotta hear the sound.
Yeah. I don't mind you can still hear it though.
But they're like, make sure, just go like that.
Yeah.
Because the governor lives in the town. And he comes in, I understand you're not keeping up with the rules and regulations.
Well, what?
He thinks Hitler.
Oh, that was Hitler.
He likes-
I didn't know what that was.
He often will do Hitler voice when he talks about wearing a mask.
Got it. And so the governor goes to the comedy club, the 200-seat comedy club, to check on the COVID regulations.
He does. That's probably what the comedy club tells Jim Brewer, right?
Absolutely.
Because he's a maniac.
The governor lives nearby. He's got drones looking at everything that we're doing here. He's surveilling everything. The governor's got a fucking Batman computer system where he knows what's going on in town everywhere.
He can hear people breathing without cloth in front of their face.
Your safety. You don't want to kill your grandmother, do you?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Also,
I see
Theo,
we
this
are-
is like, this is like me in high school. Like, this is me. I watch Half Baked, and then I have to get to talk to Jim Brewer, and he looks starstruck to me. They're not the same caliber. They don't play the same places.
I'll bet you Theo Vaughn.
Yeah.
To tell you the truth, I'll bet you he outsells Jim Brewer.
Right, but also when Theo Vaughn got into the game, Jim Brewer was already established.
Oh yeah, he was doing Goat Boy already.
Right. So he's just there. I don't know. Why doesn't he say like, yeah, fuck those masks? Why doesn't he go all the way in?
There's
Is it
more.
coming?
Oh,
Okay.
there's a lot.
Okay.
At
I'll wait.
27%, there will be arrest made.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, I just don't understand in most people's minds, because it's crazy. Some of the smartest people I know go along with everything that's going on here so easily. It's like, how do you not see? So what? The numbers on some news channel that their only goal is to keep you watching. But if you drive by the hospital, or if you look by you can go to a clinic, a walk-in clinic here. There's nobody there. Like,
You're not allowed to visit. First of all, the hospital is generally packed because you're not allowed to visit. Secondly, they have said non-life-threatening things to not get right now. We'll get to them later. You know?
Yeah, all it took for me was seeing those temporary tents set up in Central Park in New York City for me to believe that it was a big deal.
I mean,
all it took was all of the LA. There have to be in LA or California or something. What about all the traffic getting diverted?
I believe they're in Nashville.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
How does it not weigh to people that to at least alert in their heads something is not right here?
I think more people know something's not right. I think also
be our shepherd.
They're doing a real good job with the eye candy fear. And I'm wondering if it's going to break, like when you're on the highway and everyone's afraid to pass the state trooper.
Oh, yeah.
Even though he's going 60. You're like, well, I can't get pulled over against 65.
Yeah.
And then the one finally does. You're like, let's follow this guy. Yes, as well. Like,
ready for revolution.
Enough. You're like, you go. I kind of feel the minute, if it ever happens, and it has to happen, where people go, we're not shutting down. But you need a couple people to do. Yeah, you find me. So what?
Idiot.
You
This
can't.
is just. I live a better life than to have to listen to this shit. I can't believe you brought this to me, and I have to listen to this. This is just so fucking idiotic because we are close to the date. You know, we are close to the date when all of the people will go back to doing the regular stuff. Why are you such an asshole and so impatient that you couldn't sit around and wait like the rest of us to keep the most amount of us alive?
No, and that's you'll
people like you
dying.
You know how many people died?
Yeah.
And I feel like going, no. Do you know how many people that you believe died because of what you're watching?
Right.
You know, I was on a podcast the other day.
I couldn't even find a dead person. I bet you if you gave me 2 hours right now, I couldn't find a dead person from COVID.
I do know a couple.
No, if you gave him here.
If I went door to door, I'm talking banging, even breaking and entering, doing anything, coming in the back door, smoking people out, doing a fire in the back, standing by the front with a net. Or I bet I couldn't. I'm serious, bro. I bet I couldn't find one fucking dead person.
I haven't found one. I have a couple.
This is Sandy Hook truthers.
It is. He's that bad. Here.
Yeah, this is so fucking disrespectful.
Yeah.
I do believe that my best friend from high school, I do believe that his grandpa died when he said his grandpa died.
I do too. I believe that all those people died, and a lot of people are damaged from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do remember seeing like that basketball player, that college basketball player that passed out and during the game. I do remember that.
Yeah. No, people are like, just because people didn't die. This is how we talk about war. Is like they say like this many people died, and they ignore the amount of people who like lost a leg or like are have permanent damage or PTSD. Like the only metric in war is how many American people died, not even how many people died.
Right.
You know, and this is the same thing. These guys are saying so.
And it also like the problem with the people, the dead people thing, and I've seen all of the conservative Instagrams I follow keep focusing on like people are afraid of a disease that has a 99% survival rate. But like I mentioned with those tents outside the hospitals, if we would have never locked down and never done masks, there would have been 3-4 times more people dead because the hospitals would have just been fucking overflowing.
Yeah.
It happened in Italy.
Yeah.
Like the smart people in the room that Theo hangs out with, they saw triages in front of hospitals where they were making decisions on who to save. That's what we were heading towards. That was happening also here in some big cities.
I also like the idea that you're like, I have like some of the smartest friends in the world, and they aren't on this with me. You know what I mean? Like that makes you dumb,
right? Right. They think it makes them interesting. They're like, I hang out with the smartest people in the world. I don't agree with them.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Let's go to Jim Brewer's Instagram. This is a really good one, Brett. You're going to really like this one. This is the kind of shit you can get on board with.
I'm going to follow this. I mean, he is...
Oh, hello there.
I don't... Go ahead. Go ahead. Just hit me with it. Fucking hit me over the head.
Oh, hello there. So... before anyone gets caught up in, I noticed the mainstream media is starting to throw the word conspiracy around.
Oh no. No, you.
If you
Wait, what?
I know. He might be talking about QAnon. Maybe. It says it's 27 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Okay, so yeah. Yeah. That's true. What were they throwing conspiracy around?
The mainstream media is saying that people are calling it a conspiracy, or
I can't figure him out sometimes, but let's see if he explains
one more time.
a little
Yeah,
better.
back it up.
Oh,
like 10.
you want to back up? Back to the beginning here?
I
Let's
want to
do
hear
it.
one more time.
He looks psycho.
So, before anyone gets caught up in, I noticed the mainstream media is starting to throw the word conspiracy around.
Who?
If you were to replace the word conspiracy with thought, because that's all it is a thought.
No, this is a guy who's down the rabbit hole, man. This is a guy
who's
down the rabbit hole. When you say that, when you say it's not a conspiracy, it's just a thought. You have to think like, how many crazy guys have you seen say that in your life? Like throughout your whole fucking life, how many crazy guys have said, not a conspiracy, just a thought?
Yeah, it's also like we say, if everybody around you is like, you're an asshole, you're an asshole, you're an asshole, it means that you're an asshole.
Yeah, you're not like a sweet guy that pretends to be an asshole. You're just an asshole.
And if 100 people say that you believe in conspiracies, they believe that. They aren't being massaged into thinking that.
Yeah, this is August 18th, by the way.
Thought. The word conspiracy was purposely created to make you stop thinking.
Whoa, this is great. This is great. I just feel like I took a hit of DMT or something.
I told you, and this guy's sober. He's sober, dude.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
He doesn't even smoke weed.
That's embarrassing that his brain is that bad. His standard ass brain is this bad.
It's just his resting brain.
It's resting brain. But I like that twit. He said, so what they do is they're like, oh no, QAnon, that's a conspiracy because we don't want you to believe in that. We're trying to make you afraid of it because we wouldn't want you investigating it. We wouldn't want you looking into the COVID vaccine and seeing what kind of money's being made and who's pulling the purse string because that's a conspiracy.
Yeah, we'll get some of that too.
I knew it was.
Oh, this conspiracy of... Go ahead, tell your story of the... I've already tainted the thought. I've already told you what to think about it.
Oh.
What?
The mainstream media, they are a conspiracy.
Well?
They are demonic.
Uh-oh. Don't.
They
don't
only work as long as you are in fear.
Some of it's true, right? They're not demons.
They don't talk about faith. They don't talk about morality. They don't talk about anything that's good for your soul. Nothing.
Yeah.
Its job is to keep you in line and keep you scared for your life.
Okay.
This is Jim Brewer, by the way, of Half Baked, Goat Boy, several comedy specials that aren't like really funny. It's just him screaming with a band behind him.
Heavy Metal Idiot.
Yeah.
What's his OCP CPA says in the chat? There's a level of stupid that thinks it's smarter than everyone else, and that is when there's people that have really bad stupid ideas, and they're like, no one else is thinking this. I must be a genius. It's like, no, everybody else already threw that fucking thought away. Everybody already dismissed that thought. You were going through the trash and you found it, and now you've taken it on as indication of your excellence.
It's like when you're up to bat in baseball, you don't swing at a ball. You know what I mean? You let that go past you, and then you wait for the good pitch, which would be down the middle. that you can knock out of the park. He swings at every single one of the pitches. He didn't care which pitch. He's just going to swing at it.
And it tells you how to think and who you should look to protect you.
Oh.
Politicians, celebrities are the same thing.
What?
None of them on their big pedestals go, you know what? Let's talk about love. Let's talk about morality. Let's talk about faith. Let's talk about spirituality. Let's talk about...
Why is he whispering?
I don't
I think it makes it seem like you're telling the truth, like no one can hear this. You're putting this on Instagram publicly, and every single government agency has access to this.
That's true. The media actually also has access
the mainstream
to it.
media. And here you're on your porch in some horrible looking McMansion, and you don't even have the freedom to speak out loud.
And you look awful, I gotta tell you. And he did say he has acres of land on a video I listened to, so he does not have to be quiet. But his kids are in the house, and they don't want to hear him doing it. Like, Dad, come on, man.
And also, like, the mainstream media won't talk about faith and love. I mean, what is the news supposed to do with that?
You know, have you considered praying for COVID not to happen?
Yeah.
Faith? If you ever, maybe if you love people, you won't get sick.
This is when we need God's love the most, and He'll decide who survives this thing.
You're right, though. You're totally right. Like, what is the mainstream media supposed to do? Like,
they're supposed to say, "Hey, there's a big health crisis. Please follow these guidelines."
Yeah, I'm not even defending the mainstream media because it's terrible. I'm with you though. It's like, what are they supposed to do in this respect, in the faith and love respect?
No, that's not fair. They're supposed to. They don't ever report on the people coming together to do comedy shows in backyards with no masks. Oh no! No.
Race it. We'll protect you. We're here for your safety. Politicians and the sports stars and the big celebrities.
He's reading off a piece of paper.
Yapping away.
He's looking at his notes.
You think he wrote this?
He looked over to the side. It looked like he was getting back on track.
Maybe he saw something out of the corner. Don't tell me he wrote. I don't want to think he wrote this.
He did, because he said sports stars and politicians, or he said celebrities and politicians are all the same. Then he went on that mainstream media. He got real close into the camera, and then he said, celebrities and politicians, man, just repeating the same thing.
By big money. No different than a can of Pepsi. It's all product. You may or may not know that. So unless you hear people going with great results on how to lift each other up, be careful what you're letting in your soul. Family, friends, love, God, spirituality.
Oh no.
Peacefulness, togetherness.
Church bullshit.
Stand 6 feet apart. Stop with that.
I love that line. I love the line. Stand 6 feet apart. Stop it. No, I won't. I want to be on top of you. I want to ride on your shoulders and a piggyback ride and then play leapfrog later on and breathe right in your face. That's what I need. That's what a life would be for me.
Yeah, it's not happening at all.
Yeah.
You gotta wear a mask all the time. No, you don't. No, you don't. And for those of you that are violently foaming at the mouth right now.
Oh.
Us.
I pray that one day you are able to think for your own.
You arrogant motherfucker.
Let's hope they all wake up one day. All the best to all of you. I'll see you in some other.
That goddamn Jesus shit too, man.
I love it though. Here's this is another good one.
I guess there is an audience that wants this stuff.
Look at
I
him,
am
Brett.
skeptical. Like the shitty thing is that he's just like, racism isn't real. The mainstream media wants you to think that, but if you do look into racism, it's there.
I know.
There's like a million evidences of fucking racism and sexism. All this stuff has been going on for a long. We didn't figure out the 60s. Like the 60s stuff is still. They were mad about the cops back then too, right? Yeah. They were mad about women treatment at work. There was gay people back then that wanted to live openly and free. We haven't solved anything.
And how would he know? Honestly, how would a guy like him know if racism and sexism solved? Like, I feel pretty confident that, like, maybe someday, or not confident that it'll end, but that, like, if it was over, somebody would let me know. I wouldn't even notice. You know what I mean? Like, how am I supposed to notice? Nobody's being racist against me.
Right.
You know?
True.
You got to be told that. But he's just like, well, don't listen to that. You
I
know?
haven't seen that.
Yeah. Here's another one.
Oh, my God.
Hey, make sure you lift some spirits up today, right? This thing's getting more intense and
Like
more
rum
intense.
and Jack
People getting
Daniels?
locked down. Remember this, the key essentials in life. You ready? Your heart, your mind, your soul. Oh, go figure. That's what our life is. And we started as villages, tribal, all for one, one for all. All for one.
No, that's the Three Musketeers.
One for all.
Nope.
We lift each other up. One member goes down, another one helps out.
This is. I
one
want
can't do
to
it.
change. This just should not be allowed to be alive. He should not be allowed to be alive. He failed the basic test for human safety. He's not a part of a community. He's not a part of the tribe. He's not willing to do what it takes to help people out. He's not willing to do any sort of heavy lifting. He's a fucking millionaire that can never work again for another day in his life. And he chose to throw a tantrum and tell people to risk other folks' health.
Yeah.
Or poor and underserved communities. All of those people are at risk and are dying. And we all heard the call, hey, you just put this stupid fucking thing over your mouth and that saves people's lives. And we said, okay. That's my tribal input, was that I was willing to do what it took for the people that are around me. That I don't know where the fuck he comes off with this.
Yeah.
They're also miserable too, because all the conservatives I talk to, they're just like, oh, people need to get back together. It's just a horrible on their mental health. People are social and need to be in communities, and not you. You're not doing anything.
We don't need you.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to. I don't want you to be in your community, sir. There's more here.
Together, we do it. That is true humanity. No media, no news.
Okay, run for your life.
I mean, come on. If media and news really cared about you, they teach you how to pray, they teach you how to meditate, they teach you how to lift each other up. They would teach you the great things in life, the spiritual uplifting things. None of that.
Now I'm imagining like the Instagram updates where we didn't do anything about COVID, so now there's like a million people dead from COVID, and the hospitals are overflowing, and people are dying just from regular ass shit because they can't get to the hospital anymore. And the news is like, today we're going to do a vinyasa flow that will help align all of our spiritual centers.
At least
we're going to learn about love and caring today.
At least we know what he wants the news to report. I think that's good.
He has solutions, not complaints. Yeah. He's not tearing down the media. He's just suggesting they do better.
He embraces solutions, not excuses.
All they do is divide, conquer. You're racist, you're sexist, you're this group, and they politicize everything. Come on. Give your mind a break. Give your heart a break. Give your mind a break. Give your soul a break.
Be stupid.
All for one.
It's not just be stupid.
He's as dumb as possible.
He is. He's preaching stupidity. He's literally like brain erasing chemicals is what he would be into. I don't think about nothing. I don't think about anybody else's problems. You know, I don't have any concerns about anything. You need to do the same. You need to stop concerning yourself with anybody else.
Don't listen to what anybody else has to say. This news media, it's always lying. No information to be gained from that. What I like to do is I like to just sit around and think. I just freely think. It's like jazz in my head. That's how I form my opinions on the world, you know? What can I see right now? Is there not a pile of bodies in front of your house of dead people with COVID? Then it's probably not even happening, you know?
Right.
I can't find any. I go door to door for 2 hours. That was one of the dumber things.
This is also something where I wish there was some sort of authority or police force that could make him do that. That could force him to go door to door and be like, yeah, we lost, my daughter lost her grandmother to COVID. How many people are going to say a coworker I know that was perfectly healthy 6 weeks ago is now fucking dead?
Or, again, hospitalized on a ventilator.
Right.
Like all this other stuff that
hasn't got taste or smell back in 3 months.
Yes. I want my taste and smell back for when I go to the restaurant.
Take care. So his it's so interesting that his like message of take care of people doesn't actually include caring about them.
No, absolutely not. We got 2 more here. I'm gonna play. Here's some mask stuff for us, just to hear him on masks. By the way, what I want to let people know that they're not able to see unless they go to his Instagram is the caption on all of these videos is just a harmless question. Hey, I have just a harmless question here. I'm not trying to push any buttons, hurt anybody's feelings.
He also wears the same Kohl's Johnny Cash shirt in pretty much every video.
Man, he could buy so many more shirts.
Jesus, he could buy an original. He could buy a fucking original Folsom Prison shirt with blood and spit on it from back in the day.
He could. There's so much he could do. It's just, I say this about Opie a lot. He could just be rich for the rest of his life and not have to deal with people's shit.
Yeah.
But some sickness gets inside them where they're like, I'm not content to have millions of dollars. All I want is for everybody to have to hear what I have to say.
Yeah.
You know? And then the funny thing about guys like this is too, I listened to him and I don't have the clip, but I listened to him earlier today where he's talking about how much he hates Twitter because all these people are just getting, you don't got nothing to say. Oh, now we've all got something to say now. And it's like, you could not say anything ever. Dude, Jim Breuer could still sell out theaters without Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. Jim Breuer will always be able to sell a certain amount of tickets, you know? Half-Baked, dude. Half-Baked grandfathers you in. Saturday Night Live. There aren't a lot of people who get off of Saturday Night Live that want to make a go of it as a comedian that can't make a go of it as a comedian. Now, he's not very funny, and he's not going to work again. They're not going to put him back on TV. You know, here we go.
I don't know if they're paying attention to this stuff. I think that, I don't know. I feel like I can go either way.
Yeah?
Johnny Cash.
No.
I saw Johnny Cash when I was 10 years old. Long Island Westbury Music Fair with my father and my mom. It was unbelievable. Got to see him a few more times after that. So, I just have some questions. Simple little questions.
Simple. For a simple-headed man.
Because people don't, I don't know. Sometimes we don't ask questions and we just do what we're told to do with full-blown trust.
It's like believing in the Lord.
I didn't even think about that. You believe in a ghost man in the sky. Which is, hey, if you believe in the ghost man in the sky, I'm totally fine with that. Whatever you want to do. But you can't then tell me that, like, I'm not allowed to believe stuff. I'm not allowed to just believe that COVID's happening on fake. Like, I'm not allowed to be like, oh, I've seen some evidence that this thing is happening. I believe it.
Science is our faith. I guess that his faith tells him differently.
Yeah.
He just like sits around. He's like, you know, they said we're supposed to wear these masks. What if we didn't? Yeah. He's bold and brave.
Yeah.
I would trust it sometimes. So if wearing a mask is mandatory, you have to wear a mask. Wear your mask. Because it works. Well, then, why stand 6 feet apart?
Jesus fucking Christ, man. Do we have to do your homework for you too?
Nobody thought of it.
You're the fucking F student. Get out of the class. Go learn to run a drill. Sorry, I'm not. That sounds. It's just you're not getting it. You need a tutor. You need a tutor.
I bet you people have told him. That's the thing. Is that like my guess is that several people have told him.
Right.
Why?
Even, you know, he could have also asked, not Google, DuckDuckGo, which is the open source non-trace. Ask DuckDuckGo that one.
Yeah.
They would have told you the answer.
Yeah, I mean, again, his daughters probably told him. People in his life have probably told him. And he's probably heard it said on TV, on the news, which I understand he doesn't trust.
Which he instantly doesn't believe.
But I'm sure plenty of people have explained this to him. And he's just willfully like, that's not information I like to hear.
This is damning too. Why we're getting closer to this? I mean, when it's August, September, October, when it's 1 year from now, I mean, you just look like the most selfish, stupidest person in the world that you couldn't take one for the team and just roll back your life for a year.
Just be the guy that would wear the mask.
You
couldn't just be a guy that wears a mask. You know?
Why no hugging and stand apart? In schools, you gotta sit over here and you gotta walk outside with the mask on because COVID's flying through the air.
It is.
And let's just say they figured out by miracle wearing a mask and being 6 feet apart works.
That's not a miracle that they figured that out. They like actually figured it out. He said, let's just say by a miracle, they figure out that it works. You know, it does actually work. Well, let's hear what he has to say.
Why are there still lockdowns? Why are things not open? So if 6 feet apart and mask works, why still have things closed?
Oh my God.
And let's just say, okay, all three work.
Yeah.
And now that it's getting all better, why would you push a mandatory vaccine?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
So, big brain genius here.
Yes.
For one, also thinks that life is a board game. Like, he really thinks that God designed the world and there's, like, little squares that we're all standing on and we have, like, a dice roll that determines what happens. Because it's best practices. It's not the solution. The solution to COVID wasn't stay 6 feet away from each other and wear masks. Are we supposed to do that forever instead of a vaccine?
No, because you're not supposed to do any of them.
But he's saying that if it works, why are we getting the vaccine? So that would mean we would be perpetually stuck in a world where we're always wearing masks and we're always 6 feet apart.
That's a good point. He did say that is his line of thinking. I love his long pauses.
He's a wonderful performer. He does the good voices. He does the Jake the Snake thing where you talk low and it draws people in and people listen closer. They kind of have to lean in. Like, what's he saying? I'm just asking questions. I'm not saying anything, but
saying a lot. Though.
If masks and social distancing work, why do we have to get vaccines? Because they don't fucking work all the time. It's the best we can do until the fucking vaccine is here. They've all lost their mind. Date of birth said it right, that rich people, celebrities just fucking lost it as soon as this happened. They were so used to being able to do anything they wanted in the world, and now they're being told your life isn't going to be as glamorous as it was, and they're just throwing a complete fucking fit about it. And they think that the government is trying to go at them.
And it boiled down to they're like us. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like they have to take they have to live the same life that we're currently living. They don't get to have a higher level. They don't get to go to like restaurants and stuff. And like, we're not allowed to go. So like, they don't have the extra special privileges.
Right.
That we don't have. We don't have these privileges now either.
Right.
You know?
Vaccines are safe. Any vaccine is safe. Why do they always have a no liability clause?
Oh my god.
Is it because as one person told me that works for a vaccine company, well, the good outweighs the bad.
This motherfucker has never talked to a person that works for a vaccine company. I can guarantee he's never had a conversation with somebody that works at a vaccine company.
I'm going to play devil's advocate. I'm going to say that he one time on a patio in like Poughkeepsie, New York, did a show, and some vaccine person on some drunk vaccine person told him that. That's what I'm think. I think that he has one anecdotal story of some dumbass that went to his show.
Yeah, or just somebody that said they worked for the vaccine company and told him that.
There was a woman that was in charge of, I can't remember her title. She was in a teaching hospital for virology in Ohio, and she was by day, and then at night she was a COVID truther.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I do think one person told him that.
A number. The good, ka-ching, outweighs the bad. Ka-ching.
No, it's ka-chung.
Until it's their children being affected and their family being affected.
Jam.
You know, a lot of people, whatever you're into, maybe you don't believe in God, maybe somewhere along the line, church made you angry. I get it. But when science is your God, science doesn't have a soul.
He had us pegged. He didn't have us pegged. I wanted to say, okay, I knew the battlefield we were on, and I was willing to accept that science is our blind faith, which I'll take over the Bible any day.
I mean, and he says science doesn't have a soul.
Right.
Like, okay. I mean, whatever.
So everybody involved in science is soulless.
Yes. And by the way, it's like science, the only reason scientists don't like really talk about your soul is that it's unquantifiable. You know what I mean? Your soul is a feeling, kind of a thing that we think of socially as something that exists within us. And
your
like
special snowflake that's inside of you.
Yeah, I kind of think of people as having a soul. You know what I mean? Like not in the way that religious people do, but in my mind, I think like, you know, some people don't have a soul and some people do. They have like this energy radiating from good people have like an energy radiating from them, you know?
Yeah. Also, incredible. A lot of scientists are believers as well. This country is 3/4 believers, and that includes a lot of the fucking scientists as well.
Oh, I know.
And I don't know why people put science and science as such a high pedestal.
It's the only thing we can. There's no. All they teach you how to make in the Bible is terrible bread. There's nothing good in the Bible to be learned, like practical. Nothing I can do that will help me against COVID.
A virus, yes. There's no hints in there unless you strap a Bible in front of your mouth and nose.
Well, the word rebuke. I rebuke you, COVID-19. You are rebuked.
Yeah.
Out of money from funding. And if I have an agenda and I want an answer, I'm going to pay a lot of money to get that answer for a scientist to say, oh yeah, we took many tests. I'm not saying they're all like that. But don't forget, a lot of people die of overdrugs, prescribed overdrugs that scientists
A lot of people die of overdrugs. Prescribed overdrugs. I want that clip to play on the show. A lot of people die of overdrugs. Prescribed overdrugs.
I also am wondering if his definition of having a soul is putting everyone else at risk.
I don't know. I really don't get why he doesn't understand that. Like,
he just doesn't want to. He doesn't want to be told what to do. He made it to a place in his life where he did goofy voices in 1995, and he has been living free for 30 years now. And then all of a sudden, he's told you can't do what you want to do.
True. Yeah.
He's a selfish fucking asshole.
Yeah, this will help.
Oh no, we lost our connection.
I'd love to slap his nose off his face.
Just saying, always ask why. Just why. Not saying it's right or wrong. Sometimes it's okay. Just ask why.
But you...
Make sure you have lots of laughs this weekend. Good love. Give each other hugs.
Okay, one more. Let's see his thoughts. Let's get a full video on the vaccine. And then we'll go home and we'll never think of Jim Brewer again. Even though, you know, I really, really like thinking about Jim Brewer. Oh, fuck.
Hey, make sure you lift some spirits up.
Wrong one. Shit. I got the wrong link.
I'm looking. He really just has the one movie.
Really?
He just has Half Baked. I don't think there's anything else worthwhile here that I see.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, me and you have he had a radio show for quite a while.
He did. Yeah, this all looks horrible. I mean, he just is a good bit actor. He just sounds like a stone guy, which this is also. They shouldn't be hiring stone guys. They shouldn't be giving stone guy roles to not guys that aren't stoned. I'm tired of that shit. There's plenty of people that are fucked up on drugs all the time that can do acting, and they're giving it to these sober assholes.
Yeah. All right, here we go. This one is the final one. Let's hear Jim Brewer on the vaccine.
He was in Larry the Cable Guy's Christmas Spectacular.
Oh. Well, I think also, like, you have to think he makes a fucking ton of money on tour.
Yeah.
Like, that's
everybody my age now has the money to spend on a ticket for him.
Yeah, and he's been doing it since the thing, and like, I have to think that he sells out shows. I have to think that those shows are sold out, or very 3/4. You know, I have to think he's doing well. Yeah, his name is the type of name you see on the thing at the Funny Bone, and you just go to the show.
Right.
You know, oh fuck, Jim Brewer, he's the guy from fucking Half Baked. I'll go see that.
He was in Dick. Remember that movie, Dick?
I do remember that movie.
So someone was asking me, neighbor walking by.
The title is Common Sense.
Yep.
Someone asked me if I was getting a vaccine. I said, no freaking way. No way.
No freaking way.
I said, no freaking way,
What
buddy.
the frick are you talking about?
Somebody asked me if I was getting the vaccine. I looked at him right in the eye and I said, no freaking way, man. This is a censored family website.
What are you, a scruffy Nerf herder?
I said, I eat right, I take care of myself, and I use common sense. He said, well,
Okay.
yeah, this is different.
What?
I go, well, if I get it and I have a 99.9% chance of surviving, common sense tells me that's a pretty good chance.
Yeah, you're right. You'll be safe. I mean, you're the only person that matters. The entire human experiment, ever since God made us 6,000 years ago, has all led up to the point that Jim Brewer can think and be free.
That Brian from Half Baked
Right.
can live his fucking perfect lifestyle.
And we're not going to stop that. We're not going to stop that.
Yeah.
Why would I take something that's not
100% guaranteed.
Did you get that reasoning there? I'm going to be 99.9% sure I'll live, but I'm not going to take the vaccine because it's not 100% guaranteed.
Gotcha. Catch 22.
Just a brain full of rocks, dude. It's just rocks in his head. He's like a rattle. You know what I mean? If you shook him real hard, you would hear it moving around in there.
Yeah. And they, this just was not good.
Here's more.
I just can't believe I'm watching this
Here's
right
more.
now.
If it's anything less than 99.999, I don't even want to think about it. It just makes no sense, no common sense. If I have this car
Okay.
is 99.9% chance of making it from point A to point B, why would I get in a car that's not 100% guaranteed? And
Wait, I
there
think
is no guarantee.
Hold on a second. Wait, that's actually cars though. This is like every time you drive a car, it's not 100%. I've never gotten the car and thought it was going. I mean, I get nervous on the freeway sometimes. I mean, we all have those moments of like have you seen a car's tire pop and then just go across the fucking freeway and slam into a median?
Yeah.
There's nothing about a car was bad choice. That was a bad choice.
Jim Brewer has a 100% like car.
Yeah, his car.
It's a tank.
Yeah.
And it can't be wrecked and it can't run out of gas.
Yeah.
Can't have any engine problems.
That's why I don't use condoms either. It's not 100%.
Why would you?
It covers the shaft, but the balls in like the other area, you can still get stuff on there.
That really is Jim Brewer reasoning, though. That is Jim Brewer reasoning perfectly. Hey, you could like, you don't want to get stuff on you, what do you, I bet you he would say you want me to wear a condom all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, do I gotta wear a condom all the time? Yeah.
If I had a bet that I knew was 99% successful, I'd put everything I own on the line.
Yeah.
To roll a 100-sided dice, and if you roll a 1, you lose it all.
Yeah. 100%.
And if it breaks down or does something to me and lose control, too bad on me.
Okay.
I don't get the common sense there.
Me neither.
This is Brewer sense. Nothing is common. The common people decided something else, and you called us fucking sheeple and idiots.
that are really just the mainstream media.
The mainstream media tricked us.
Is this mainstream media? It's always getting us,
The news. If you haven't figured it out by now, you need to stop. Journalism, true mainstream media journalism is not journalism.
Okay.
It's nightly programs. Welcome to...
Please, dude, I just came over to pick up an eighth. Can you bag it up, man? Like you keep walking over there to put it in the bag and then you turn around and keep telling me that it's programming, it's a product. I get it, man. I get it. I just want to get out of here.
Your nightly program. Tonight on our note. Dun, dun, dun. Free yourself from that.
Okay.
As quick as possible.
Okay.
And you'll start making little steps back to what God gifted you with. Thinking and common sense. And maybe eating a little healthier and taking care of yourself. Although I'm surprised.
Uh-oh.
None of the specialists talk about that. None of them. Never talked about eating right and doing things. Always the vaccine.
What? So this is once again Jim Brewer's news channel. Hi, I'm Brett Payne. Tonight at 11, avocado and is this new superfood of the century. We're going to talk today about fatty acids that are actually good for you and may prevent COVID vaccine spread or COVID virus spread.
God, if more people knew how twisted Jim Brewer is, I would want to do 100 sketches of Jim Brewer news.
I think it's for most of these people though. They have the same. They do seem. That's their linchpin. Is like they don't ever tell you to work out or eat right, and I'm like. That's all that TV does is tell you to do that, make you feel bad for not doing that.
The doctor tells you that quite often.
Yeah, all the time.
Doctors always tell
could
me
be better. Doctors always saying could be better.
Yeah.
Get 90 minutes, maybe 95.
Yeah, my doctor has told me several times to work out and eat right.
Not the news, though. The fucking news they're just there to make you feel sad. They're just there to tell you about dangers in the world so that you don't get harmed.
On your nightly program, The Vaccine. You turn on news, it's COVID, vaccine, COVID, vaccine. Deprogram yourself while you still can. And get in touch with the most important things in life. Your mind, your spirit, your health, love, and laughter for one another. I don't know. It's working for me, I think.
It's not, though. It's actually not working for you, Jim.
Yeah. People that have that, this is also kind of a tell. This is, you know how people that are in horrible relationships will go on social media and post kissy face stuff all the time. This is my girlfriend. She's the best girlfriend I've ever met. This is my man. This is my partner. We love each other so much. That usually means that they aren't spending the time. They're spending more time doing it online than they are in their real life.
True.
So I feel like if my life, if I was truly living like this, doing whatever I wanted, going to restaurants or speakeasy fucking restaurants, hanging out with friends and family that were open-minded and stuff like that and wanted me to let me hang around, I would simply enjoy my life and not be sneaking out. The locations of his videos are like, what are you doing?
Front porch.
Seems like everybody else was doing like a New Year's Eve party and you were like getting so flustered that you had to go outside and kind of yell at people online. Like the compulsion to go talk to your special friends like this makes me not jealous of your life.
I mean, can you, and maybe this is a dishonest question, I don't fucking know, but can you ever think of a reason why you would be doing a video on your front porch in front of your front door?
No.
Like just standing there and like doing a 5-minute video right there on your front porch by your door and whispering too. The weird like quiet talk whisper thing that he does too. Like all I can think of is somebody in that house. It's not his wife, because I did have a video of him and his wife. His wife is on the same page with. Actually, this is the worst part about it. His wife has cancer.
No.
Yeah. And he just keeps saying, like, if it's her time to go, it's her time to go. If it's my time to go, it's my time to go. So, like...
well, that changes things.
Really?
Well, yeah, I mean, that just gets you... That kind of just shocks you into a different place.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't have...
You do have...
I think she's in remission now.
Okay.
But he said... Because he said she's had cancer for 4 years.
Okay.
And, like, I think she's in remission. And even then, dude, if your wife has cancer...
Don't risk it.
There's just no reason to risk it. If people are giving you best practices, live up to those. You know? And what I assume is that he does have several videos about how he sent his daughter to college... And she keeps coming home and talking about gender and racism and stuff like that.
Okay.
So he's maybe hiding from his daughter, who's probably not back in school, who came home to ride out COVID. And she's telling him he's stupid.
Yes.
But man, whatever, I don't know. Maybe his wife having cancer did it to him. I just think he seems like a astoundingly stupid man.
Well, yeah, I just think I guess I'm just thinking that like maybe the cancer things got him so deep into this afterlife, and you do have to kind of deal with that. Like, oh, if it's my time to go, which I mean everybody has to come to that kind of understanding. But that doesn't mean I don't think that means throw all caution to the wind.
No, I think that like a generous husband would not be touring right now.
Especially if you didn't have to.
Yeah, he doesn't have to tour. And you can just wait. As you have said so many times, right? Like, this is going to be over. And now there is a time where this is going to be over. It's not last March. It's not last April. It's not like fucking December even, where it's like we can see the end of this happening. Like, we understand how it's going to work, and we see the roadmap to regular life coming back very soon. And all we have to do is cross the finish line. But a guy like him, he can't be put out for even a minute.
Yeah. And also, it's one of those things where you stake your claim early on, and you can't give up on it. Like, at this point, what could he do? Make a thing like saying, what could he make a thing saying he thought wrong? Could he correct himself? That would fuck up his whole thing.
I just don't think he would do that anyway. I don't think
I don't think it's a matter of choice. I think it's a matter of willingness. Yeah. I think it's like a real sign of intelligence is being able to change your mind as quickly as you get new information. Yeah. That's absolutely true. That, like, you say, oh, this doesn't make any sense to me. And then you say, oh, here's this, and this. And you're like, okay, here's what I think then, and then when you get more information, you adapt.
I also think
that's what God gave us a thinking brain for.
Yeah. I also just feel like he is very nasty. He's got that nasty conspiracy guy attitude. That's like, you're all fucking stupid. Yeah. And I'm the only one that sees. I hate that attitude. That makes me so angry.
He's doing it, which drives me nuts too. He's doing the judgy, hey, I love you. I love God. I love everybody. And I just care about you so much that I want to tell you that you're being real stupid. Yeah. For believing in all this stuff and for getting programmed into hate and fear, man. I just love you so much, and I hate how stupid like, I'm really disappointed in how stupid you're being right now by wearing a mask. Yeah. It's the high horse shit. This is why it's all these religious people just always think that all of everyone else's problems is they don't they don't talk to God. God hasn't chosen them the way these fuckers believe they've been chosen.
Yeah. So that is a deep dive into Jim Brewer. Just some real shocking shit. Very weird. Maybe my guy that didn't handle COVID good of the pandemic, I think. I can't think of anybody that handled it worse. Trump. Yeah. Trump, yes. But Trump is, I guess Jim Brewer's dumb too. But like, Trump was like the president. He had political like reasons for not, he like wanted to win the election. He felt like if he got things back to normal, he thought that he would win the election and shit. Like, he had incentive to think this way. Jim Brewer doesn't have incentive to think this way. He just thinks this way. And I don't know what happened to the guy or whatever, if he's gone through some shit or something like that. But like, this is all time crazy shit that we've played on this show ever. This is all timer shit.
This is the weird part. This is the weird part of us maturing and growing older, in that, like, like when some old person died when I was young, they were like, oh, I love their movies they were in. They were so funny. And now we get to follow along the entire journey, and these people can go and get a direct access to anybody they want. They can and the thing is, they're broadcasting. They're not having a conversation. They're broadcasting. Right. They're just saying what they just want to say what they think and not have anybody say anything back,
Right. And that bugs him so much when you can see the way that he frames a lot of these, that, like I said about the caption, is always like, I'm just asking questions. Hey, I'm just thinking aloud. That vaccine one, he said, this is not a debate. I just want to say this.
And that's, and he's also, I would say what the level, a lot of the crazy, the fired up people, the angry ones, the one that are passionate, they always burn up.
Mm-hmm.
He has this quiet judgment, this just like, hey, I love everybody, man. You know, I'm a child of God like all you. I love everybody. I'm just wondering what happened to common sense. I thought we all got common sense downloaded into our brains when we were babies. Everybody lost their dang common sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Common sense talk, you're fucked. Anytime someone starts talking common sense, this person is too far gone.
We've always said that on
There's
the show.
no
is that
common
there's
sense.
no such thing as common sense. There is just, it's not like a thing. I'm not saying people don't have common sense. I'm saying that common sense isn't a thing that exists.
Right. There is not anything that we can identify as common sense.
I mean, how could you really have a thing called common sense when everybody's circumstances are wildly different?
Yeah.
You know, how could there be like when people say common sense, they're like, well, racism ended when slavery was ended. That's common sense. And it's like, but there are a bunch of people who don't believe that would think that it's common sense that it's still going on. There isn't a commonality. Common sense, the only thing I can say that's like common sense is like a touchdown is 7 points.
Yeah.
Or 6 points. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, there's an argument there to be made.
There is an argument there to be made. But you know what I mean? Like, common sense to me is like how to count to 10. That's common sense. Right way to count to 10. And from 0 to 10. Don't come at me with negative numbers and stuff. But you see what I'm saying? Like, that's common sense. Those are like laws. More like laws.
Yeah.
You know? Common sense is a thing that like a lot of bad people use to say that you're not smart and that you're stupid and you don't get it.
Yeah. Well, then also it's like common sense. It's common sense when someone sneezes, you say God bless you.
Yeah.
It's like, well, some people say Gesundheit.
Yeah. I don't say anything. Generally.
Right.
I don't care if you sneeze.
For them, it's like common sense is like, well, everybody knows you're supposed to do like the straight white Christian thing. Everybody knows that's the right thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's how it's always been too. It's just like, common sense oftentimes ends up being racist or sexist or homophobic. You know, it's a lot of assumptions on gender.
Yeah.
A lot of times is what people consider common sense, you know? And like, when somebody uses those two words together, I'm immediately leery of them. And also, you've been around me when somebody has said common sense to me and I'll be like, I don't believe that. There's no such thing. I will always say there's no such thing as common sense. Like, that's a fake thing.
Yeah, and if we're going to go with that, it's common sense now that maybe we shouldn't print the Dr. Seuss books that have black people in cages and tribal makeup.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the new common sense that he said. It's common sense now that America is a racist institution that never dealt with it or solved the problem.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the common sense he's not willing to accept.
Yeah, no, it's not common sense to him. Common sense is that we have to keep printing the racist books or we've lost something.
Right.
You know? That's
People
all.
can't be free anymore.
I mean, it's the same thing with the potato head. It's just like, why is it common sense that the potato head has to be a man?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what makes that common sense? Potatoes don't have a gender at all. Unless you give them one, that's fine with me. You know?
Right, but that's your decision.
Put like a blue hat on a potato. You can, I guess, you know?
Right.
But that's the show.
Yes. Thank you for listening to Street Fight Radio. We'll be back this Sunday. We're taking your calls from 9 to midnight Eastern Standard Time. If you want to find us on social media, we are Street Fight WCRS on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and Instagram. We are Street Fight Radio on Twitch. I'm going to be playing video games tomorrow night, I hope. I have to double check, but the first edition of Drunk Driving is going to happen tomorrow night on Twitch. So twitch.tv/Street Fight Radio, 10 p.m. Watch me race. Hopefully Tanya from the Trillbillies. We'll see. If you want to support the show by buying our merchandise, we do have that. We have union printed t-shirts available at store.streetfightradio.com, along with patches, stickers, and pins, zines as well. So get in there while you can. We've got a brand new t-shirt fundraiser that we're doing right now. you know, you got to get in the pre-order. It sucks, I know, to spend money today and get the product in 6 weeks. But we'd have to do pre-orders. It just makes sense so that way we don't have a bunch of extra shirts sitting around. But right now we are doing a fundraiser for the Para Los Niños Foundation. They provide educational materials to Latino students in the United States. This is a crossover with CM Ruiz Batista Dominguez, and you can find them on Instagram. I believe they're CM Ruiz, but I need to double check. I should have done that before. It's just at CMRTYZ. CMRTYZ on Instagram. Follow along with their art. They do an amazing job and have lots of cool stuff and people they've worked with. So we'll see you on Sunday. I'm Brett. He's Brian. Peace.